Travis Wingutzel. I have over 9,000 videos over the 9 years. And in a number of them, I have repeated that I do not memorize. I was fed up as a little kid after Fiskin gave me an F on my Idaho report. With all the work that I put into it, and she gives me a bleeping F. Bleep you, teacher. Another brick in the wall. Maybe, most likely. And so because of that, I devised as a child to learn associative memory techniques. There are several of them, some of which I created myself as a child. So if you've ever played the memory game, where you have cards with pictures on them, you put them face down, and then you pick up a card, and then you try to pick up another card to see if it matches. If it matches, you get to keep the 2 cards, and you pull them off of the board. If not, you put them face down again, next person's turn. That is one form of associative memory. Because I was fed up with memorizing just to get an F as a kid. And so I've told you guys this. YouTube is not a professional site for me. I do not base my reputation on YouTube publications. I am still struggling to figure out my movie maker. I'm unable to make professional videos. As you can hear the roaring of my tower in the background. And depending on how much it's revving, depends on how much interference it causes. Nonetheless, YouTube is a social media platform. It is me as a human being, not an AI monster terrorist, trying to talk to a specific audience, those who are still Mormon, hoping that I can reach as many as I can to warn you of the dangers of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And if you've been following me for a while, if not for years, you will have seen the terrorist attacks against me by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. In fact, this morning I was cyber terrorized and told you about it. The church is not happy with me quoting them. Everybody needs to understand this. I don't lie about the leaders of the church. I quote them. And they're pissed I quote them. That I take video clips of their own words. And they are trying to destroy me because of their words. Other Mormons quote them. They don't go after them. It's just me. I read from the Book of Mormon, from the scriptures, and the church wants me dead. Lest everyone forget. And so, I do not memorize. And unless I have a reference in front of me, I am only going off of my associative memory. In this morning's video, LDS Mormon Church plot to exterminate all mankind and frame and blame Jesus. I tell you that I had to choose between two pictures. I chose that one because it's a picture with less text. People, for some reason, don't want to read anymore. They want to see moving pictures, even if it's a naked AI Asian man talking to a little teen girl about her daddy and how she wants him to be naked just like the naked AI Asian. And Mormon and evangelical tradwives are more obsessed with women showing a little skin rather than a naked AI Asian to a little teen girl. There's something really wrong and twisted going on. Nonetheless, there's two things brought out in the video. And Alan Johnson, which is interesting, he's a Johnson, because that's what we get to talk about today in church history. Though it is not likely the same family. Maybe. I don't know his genealogy. But there's one particular one that we're going to point out. And so he did the common Mormon apologist tactic, which to other people, sure, get them. But to me, I've warned you guys, I don't memorize. I don't have the references in front of me. Talking about the Bulls versus Jazz finals. It was 26 years ago. I am going off of my memory. The game happened. The game with Jordan and the flu, it happened. I remembered that correctly. The final shot that I used as a pitcher, yeah, that happened. But I got the wrong year. That's it. The wrong year. And Alan is discrediting my whole video because I got the wrong year of the game. Because I don't memorize, I didn't have the reference in front of me. This is just social media. So, instead of going, he uses associative memory. I see what's going on here. He is correct with what he is recalling. That it does have to do with the Olympics in 2002. Because other videos I've talked about at the University of Lethbridge, I graduated. How the hell did I get to Utah? My mom called and told us we're now in Utah. Irene said he's not going to build a temple down in Southern California, so we moved to Utah. And lo and behold, there's a Bountiful temple just down the block from Irene. So we're in Utah. The Olympics are coming to Utah. There's so many jobs being made available. You can come and raise your young family. We will help you so that you can pay off the student loans and save for a home. And so, talking it over with Stephanie, she agreed. And yeah, it fit right into her plot. That she had conspired with her mommy when they went down to visit her grandmother for the last time. And so, in August 1996, we move to Utah. The game was 1998. Do you see how my associative memory works now? If I had wanted to be more professional, yeah, I would have done the research to find that year and those games, like I did after I got this comment, to now know the corrected information. But it was still in the context of Utah just got the call to host the Winter Olympics in 2002. And lo and behold, oh, the Jazz are now in finals. So I was not lying to anybody. I was just mistaken because I don't memorize. I didn't have the reference material in front of me. However, it occurred to my mind as I was going over these factual dates of church history. If anybody remembers the video I did not too long ago about these factual dates of history, where I did have the references to go off of. These are rare videos. And so, going over it, I went, Joseph Smith, we are told, was tarred and feathered at one point in time. Was that in Kirtland? Or was that somewhere else? And it was in Kirtland, but wrong year. But in the course of checking, Reddit were making claims about why Joseph was tarred and feathered. With Mr. Ex-Mormon and his channel of, dear God, guys. Now, granted, this is likewise a social media platform where people throw out a whole bunch of lies. And for the most part, you can't trust it. People are just spewing hate all over the place against the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And I do not approve of this kind of hate. You don't have to. Remember, I quote the prophet's words. And it's a bombshell video. Why can't you guys understand this? Why do you have to lie? The church loves it that you go around and lie about them. Because the church says, that is not true. That is not what we claim. They are wrong. And then people go, oh, the church is hated. Oh, their religious freedom is being threatened. Stop lying about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Tell the truth, and that will destroy them. God, there's a reason why Alyssa Grenfell is not being assassinated, and I am. There's a reason why she gets multi-millions of views, and I'm lucky if I can break 50. Go to my video page, click on popular. Oh. Exactly. And so, 2TS Bien Batu said, is this the one we want, or do we want this other one first? Yeah, we want Red Book first. Tarring and feathering of Joseph Smith occurred on March 24th, 1832 in Hiram, Ohio, after Joseph supposedly propositioned, or possibly had sex with, 16-year-old Nancy Miranda Johnson. Dr. Dennison, with the encouragement of a neighborhood mob, was encouraged to castrate him. Why would the mob try to castrate him? Castration is used as a penalty for sexual crimes only. Really? You are unfamiliar with my white supremacist born-again Christian peers. The castration attempt is acknowledged by pro-LDS scholar Susan Easton, although she does not say why the Johnson brothers attempted to castrate Joseph. The Johnson brothers were reportedly very upset that Joseph Smith, an older married man, would proposition his 16-year-old sister, perhaps niece, Nancy Miranda Johnson. When the doctor failed to perform the castration, the mob decided to tar and feather Smith. So the attack was not based on Joseph's religious beliefs, but rather on his actions. She is referring to two professionals who published professional works. These were not YouTube videos. There is a big difference, and these two supposed professionals need to quit and pull their works. Because I'm about to give you primary source documents again. And so, who did she reference in a link? The source is about a quarter of the way down the page on this website, and it includes more sources. www.mormonthink.com. Oh crap. That is not a source. Mormon Think pretend to be professional. And yet this is how they teach people to use primary sources. Just like Mormon apologists. Wrong. I am a professional. I know the difference. In case you were wondering, because I didn't mention it at the beginning, in this of 9,000 plus other videos, my academia page is intended to be professional, but I have made it very clear, not just on academia, but on my YouTube videos when I refer to it, that those are old stuff and there's some desperate need of upgrading. My complete works of Joseph Smith, I even titled it for you, First Draft. And I explain what I need to do. There's a big difference. So, tu t'es bien battu adds to the chat. Todd Compton walks his readers through the historical sources in his book, In Sacred Loneliness, The Plural Wives of Joseph Smith, Jr. IMHO, texting. The sources seem pretty clear that Joe was balls deep in an improper relationship with young Nancy, who was mesmerized by His Holiness J.S. Jr.'s justification of polygamy in the Bible. 1832, huh? Apparently you are unaware of the YouTube channel, Still Mormon, who dropped the bombshell from Joseph Smith's own original source document, his copy of the Book of Mormon, with no polygamy written at the top, and then the annotation right there at the Jacob passage. So who's lying? Oh no. I think I'll trust hearsay rather than primary source documents. Joe was working on his JST version of the Bible at the time. He was finishing it up. Finishing it up. Nancy was tasked by her mother to help Emma care of the Murdoch twins, who were gifted to Joe and Emma to replace the twins born to Emma April 30th, 1831, but died 3 months later. This meant Nancy spent an inordinate amount of time with the couple in the guest cabin of her parents' large farm. Nancy's brothers had two motivations for attacking Joe and Sydney that fateful night. So I don't know. It's got a little cartoon character thing. So it could be a guy, it could be a female, I don't know who's doing this. The person, 2TS. They're claiming 1831 was the tarring, not 1832. Number one, prevent the transfer of ownership of their father's farm. Oh. Why didn't you pursue this more closely, Todd? Are you unaware of the court cases back in those early days, back into the 1700s? You know, the Salem witch trials, for example. And two, rescue the honor of young Nancy from an improper relationship, underage rape. Which one is documented? Which one is hearsay? Did she get pregnant? No. Wait, there's more stuff thrown in as speculation hearsay. The vigilante frontier justice punishment for improper sexual conduct was castration at the time. Hence the connection of the dots. To what? Spiritual witness doubt promotion? You learned the wrong things from being Mormon. Joe apparently followed in his older brother's footsteps, as Alvin was widely known, really, to have been overly flirtatious with young women, also before his early demise of mercury poisoning, a common treatment for STDs at the time. Let's just throw stuff out. Let's see what sticks. Obviously, this is not a professional site, but still, you see the difference between my videos of oops, wrong year for Jordan's game versus accusations of a serious criminal nature. Are you still not familiar with the difference? Dear God. So yes, In Sacred Loneliness is not a legitimate document. Todd M. Compton is a fraud and a failure and has been published to the too many suckers and losers who don't know how to do real church history. And so, yet again, to finish you off, the primary source document is from Brigham Young. When the Nauvoo Temple was finished, but not dedicated, in December and into January, and even February, I think, in some of the cases. Don't see a February on this page. I see Decembers and Januaries. Oh, no, February's for the ceilings. There we go. Endowments had January and Decembers. Yeah. Joseph Smith died without ever having practiced polygamy. Never. He stuck true to the scriptures he himself published. Brigham Young, however, kept a document of all the proxy endowments and sealings to Joseph Smith and others. Those who were dead, and those who were alive. And so you all think 1843 because Section 132 told you so? No. This is the primary source document from Brigham Young, as John D. Lee was clerk, recording all of this. Johnson, Nancy Miranda. Birth date, 25th of June, 1815. Endowed, 10th December, 1845. What year did Joseph Smith die? Kind of important not to screw this up. You can screw Jordan's year up, but not this. 1844 in June 27th. The church skips it every year. They instead celebrate when Brigham Young murdered Native Indians in Utah to flee the country. Celebrated as if that were when Utah became a state in the Union. Nope. We don't even celebrate that. And so, sealed to Joseph Smith by proxy, 11 January 1846 by Brigham Young. All y'all got lied to. Todd Compton lied. He doesn't even know how to do research. He has no clue what primary source documents are. This is Brigham Young's little Jeffrey Epstein Black Book. And the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints allowed this to be leaked and published? Oops. So, yeah, all of them. Helen Mar Kimball, February 4th. Percinda Lathrop Huntington, February 4th. Marianne Frost, February 6th. Melissa Lott, 8th of February. Agnes Moulton Colbrith. No, it was only for time and didn't have a recording for it though. And she wasn't even endowed until 10 of December. Patty Bartlett Sessions, nothing. She was sealed 16th December. And so the person who is making this list is identifying those who were claimed to have been sealed by Joseph Smith, but Brigham Young didn't seal them to Joseph Smith. They were never sealed to Joseph Smith. And then Dulcinda Diamata Johnson Sherman. Again, no sealing to Joseph Smith. They claim time, but Joseph is dead. She was endowed 7th of January. Yes, you're sealed to time to Joseph Smith by proxy after he's been dead for 2 years. So some other popular ones you've heard lies about. Xena, Diantha Huntington, 2nd of February, 1846. Heber C. Kimball this time. January, she was sealed or endowed 3rd of January. Eliza Roxy Snow, 3rd of February, Heber C. Kimball. And let's see if there's any other names that you guys might find familiar. Rhoda Richards, likely a daughter of one of the Richards. 31st of January, Heber C. Kimball. And this is what our Fulmer family knew the whole time and told us down the generations, and yet confirmed in Brigham Young's little Black Epstein book. Desdemona Caitlin Wadsworth Fulmer, 26th of January by Brigham Young. We all knew she was not a polygamous wife of Joseph until after Joseph was dead, and then it was done by proxy. Our whole family knew this the whole time. While everybody else was going, oh no, we found somebody's journal. Oh no, somebody published a book. So, it just sickens me that professionals are not professional. And that people attack me over a non-issue because they're not paying attention. That they want to try to dismiss the warning to your lives by this church by arguing over what year Jordan was playing against the Jazz. You've taken your eye off the ball and you're looking beyond the mark.